Welcome everybody to another roar-tastic edition of That Other Review Show. I am your host, Giovanni Menendez, and on this very show, over the weekend, we've just seen Godzilla, so you know what that means? It's time for another review. Take it away, my man.
It's That Other Review Show, brought to you by Two Black Labs Audio and a week in GEEKDOM.
Yes, folks, we've just seen the epicness of Godzilla, and once again, like the previous episodes, I'm actually a little surprised with the public reaction. I was not expecting to see mixed reviews on this, because I, for one, thought this movie was simply breathtakingly awesome. Sure, they're not prolonged fights as I would have liked, but it's just an amazing slow burn epic of just grandiose scale. I mean, the effects were pretty spot on, and finally, we're seeing Godzilla in the 21st century, and we couldn't be happier. The movie is fantastic. Even the human element, which sometimes, like the old movies, gets lost a little bit in the shuffle with all the mayhem of a huge kaiju roaming around and destroying everything, and Godzilla having to go in and fight him. But even then, even now, the movie is spectacular, even from the get-go, folks. When we first witness the opening montage in this movie, you get a sense of wonder, and it calls back to the original 50s movie in that it's actually a reboot, but it pays homage to everything that we've seen so far from Godzilla. The acting was spectacular, of course. Mad props to Mr. Bryan Cranston, one of my favorite actors of all time. I absolutely loved all of his scenes. They were just so gut-wrenching and filled with passion, and it's not easy to do so in a movie like this. On the other hand, all the other characters were pretty much expendable. I mean, the main couple in this film, it's a film of them trying to get together again, no matter the cost. And some lame decisions at the end, with the whole bomb thing. And come on, a bomb that size, and you've got 27 minutes to get it out of town, into the bay. I mean, those were some super soldiers right there, folks. My hat's off to them, because, wow, Godzilla looked amazing. I found it hilarious that people, or some critics, said that he was a little bit too fat, too chubby. I thought he was just right. My favorite scene in the whole movie has to be that Godzilla introduction in Hawaii. The theater was packed. I'm usually a reserved, quiet moviegoer, but man, I had to scream and just jump for joy at that scene, because when you finally see him, it's epic. The actual fight itself throughout San Francisco was spectacular, seeing the two monsters go head-to-head with Godzilla. The fire breath or nuclear breath or whatever was amazing. Just an overall sense of epicness that it's really the Godzilla movie we wanted for the longest of time. They're already talking sequel. It's expected. I really want to see more of the famous monsters that he's faced in the original Japanese movies. So yeah, folks, do I recommend it? Hell yes. This is an amazing reboot. I gotta say, and I gotta address this, people were somehow expecting this movie to be Pacific Rim-ish, in that right from the get-go you're gonna get a huge-ass fight I think at the loss of some character interactions and world building and all that stuff, because let's face it, the whole point of this movie is from the human's perspective. It's two juggernaut monsters duking it out and ripping each other to shreds on a city. Debris is gonna fall off, people are gonna get killed, hurt, and such. I'd hate to live in a world where I have to run every time a giant monster pops up. So I appreciated that they really took their time to, reveal the monster slowly, little by little. It reminded me a lot of old classics, from Close Encounters of the Third Kind to even Jaws. and that slow burn that really paid off at the end, because that fight, like I said before, that fight was spectacular. I know every single fight or every single scene where Godzilla showed up in the movie got a huge reaction from fans, and I appreciated that as well because I was in it, man. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed something so much where I was like anxious to see what was going to happen. So yes, this has been a rapid fire, I guess, edition of That Other Review Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you can subscribe to our videos on YouTube. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You can follow our Tumblr page. We're on Instagram, Vine, Pinterest, all that stuff. You know how to Google that up. So yeah, join us, A Week in Geekdom, and I promise you. Join us, A Week in Geekdom, and I promise you're gonna have a fun time with us. Upcoming next, we got some anime that we're gonna review, as well as some video game stuff, and more along the line. And as always, don't miss our What If episodes, and A Week in Geekdom, your monthly or sometimes weekly discussions on all things geeky. So yes, thank you folks, and once again, let me hear it from my friend. That sound never gets old. Just the roar, it produces something so, just some childlike nostalgia goodness when I hear that roar. One more time.
Remember to subscribe, or you can like and follow us on social media, or just follow us on our main website, that's aweekingeekdom.com.